Okay, so I am going to use this round over bit. I'm going to set it into my router table, but this is not enough clear acrylic donut here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this screwdriver. If I can find the screw, there it is. And I'm going to pull this out just like that. This ring's going to come out, and then I'm going to put in a wider one. You get a set of 3, I guess. So I'm going to put whatever gives me enough room to get my bit in there to travel up and down. And then I'm going to set the bit into my 2 1/4 or what is it, 1.75 Metabo. So that's what's going on right now. Okay, so I have this Metabo base, the fixed base, loaded in here. Here's the motor, and I've already set in the installed the bit. It's maybe a 1/4 inch round over. But anyways, a small round over. I was going to use a bigger bit to start with, and so I changed this out, but I'm going to leave it because I'm just knocking down the edges on these things. So I'm going to round these over. So I'm going to do this first, then I'm going to hit this side with the big bit. So I have a bunch to do, so I wanted to set it into the table. So anyways, I did a video on putting the base into the little Rockler table. As you can see, Rockler, 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 Rockler. It has these feet, and then there's gaps so you can clamp them on. I just have this folding table. It's 3/4 inch plywood with a laminate on it, and so it's water resistant enough that I just leave it outside. So I made a video. I haven't edited it yet on the table, but I like to have it out and just beat it to death outside so it's ready to go for projects like this. And then finally, I'm using these push pads because I need to kind of keep my hands away and push this flat along the bit. And so I think these pads are going to be the best way to do it with that setup. So if you want to see what this looks like, I'll see if I can get it in there without, yeah, it's tall enough. And then, oops, the base has grooves, so you can spin it up and down to set the height. So it's in there now, and I'm just twisting it into position, and that looks pretty good. I'm just gonna lock in the lever on the body, and that's a hair high. Always double check, because when you tighten things in woodworking, there's a good chance that something will shift. All right, so I think that'll work. I think I have the bit flush, like this edge right here. I want it to be just a hair below the table surface. So that should be good right there. And I think this is plenty tall over here that it's going to ride up against the bearing. So that shouldn't be a problem. I decided to put the fence up here to see how I like it, just to kind of give me a little bit more control. I am using, it has the bit here that controls how much cut you get, because it's going to push against this surface, so you can only cut off so much up against that roller. But I'm going to use this just in case I hit the end grain so it doesn't twist around. It's going to give me, I can just push it against the fence, as long as the fence is nice and tight. I can just push it against the fence, and that's going to give me a little bit more consistency on the ends, I think. So we'll see how it looks when I get it going. So as you can see, it's been very productive with the little router. Now I'm going to swap it out And I'm going to put a 1/2-inch collet into that guy, and then I'm going to put a bigger roundover bit. Or maybe I'll just change it if I've got a 1/4-inch shanked roundover that has a bigger radius than that. I might do that too. Okay, so I loosen the catch on here, and then I'm able to move the motor up and down. I might be able to... Might be able to just turn it out here and do a quick swap. See if that's still in frame. Kind of, but not really. Okay, so little wrench goes on the neck, big wrench, loosens up the collet. It's going to turn and then it's going to lock again a little bit, and then you have to get past that secondary locking function. I'm just going to take the whole thing out since I'm swapping the collet. So this is, I believe, the 1/2-inch. Came with the kit. So just you squish this, there's some gaps in there, tighten up and pinch the, it's called the shank of the bit. I'll throw that in there. And then you put it all the way down, then you lift it up a little bit so it doesn't bottom out, because you don't want it to bounce off the bottom and come loose. It looks like it's Wednesday, the 1st of the month. We got our sirens going off. So anyways, there it is, the router alert. Okay, so you put the fixed base in. There's some kind of threads on it. I accidentally clicked the power on, so it's a good thing I didn't have the power plugged in. And then I just lock the clasp, the locky lock thing. And then I'm going to bring up the fence. I'm going to hold this board up high on the bearing bit. Tighten it down. And so once again, I'll use the fences just to keep my workpiece from getting sucked in or batted at me. And so I'll just check the clearance and we're clear. So just have to run all these through real quick. At least it's a straight line in my design. But now I've got my 1/2-inch shank bit in there because I'm going to be taking kind of an aggressive cut. So you want that beefier base, that shank. You want twice the metal if you're really going to be tearing off some wood. And this is white oak, I think. So it's pretty dense stuff. So anyways, let's see what happens. Okay, so just like that, I have a kind of a rad profile here, kind of a little bit around here and a little bit more around here. So I took it off without any burning. So I like the way this is working so far. So yeah, again, Rockler table, using a couple of just regular push blocks and using the wider ring from Rockler. And it's making it happen. So time to get to work. Okay, so I'm all done for right now. As you can see, being able to put a big router in here let me make a lot of shavings, and I was able to power through my profiles. So I got a little bit for one side, and then like a little bit bigger bit for the other, and so that worked really well. So I'm glad I finally set up my Metabo base, and yeah, this was a workout for it, but it really performed. Okay, so if you're thinking about getting one of these, talk to Rockler, and if you like the video and you want to see more, like, subscribe, ring bells, buttons, whatever. Every little bit helps. Thanks.